You want to know about how I came about with this art. Because you want to expose it, and I want it to be exposed. That's where my joy comes from. It has to be something that they can touch, something that they can feel. I even have the rain. You see the rain? You see how I scratched the glass to look like rain? I can't think of anything else except this. When I was 6 years old, I made paper flowers to sell. My mother saw the art, ability that I had. And then my mother let me decorate the bathroom. I was about 13 years old. Well, I was doing something all the time, like doing art for the church, things for the church, and decorating the churches. When I started doing it, I didn't know anything about paper. When I do my art, I lose myself in it. If I'm doing a landscape, I am in it. I did over 70 pieces of work in 3 years, from 86 to 89. I guess I could be rich if I sold it, but I don't want to sell it because if I sell it, it will be in someone's home where the world cannot see. So I would like to have it in a museum. This is where I had my studio. It's painfully slow and it's painfully tedious. It took me a day to do this and this right here.
Each one of these,
And I cut them like this. So he's sitting on this rock and before Jesus came and guided him to all truth. I like butterflies. I think they're beautiful. That only God could make. And when I see nature, I see God.
how long have you been a Christian?
Been a Christian all of my life. I was always mindful. I always believed in God, and I always wanted to be closer to Him. I like the church I go to, and I love the people in the church. I've always been a person, I look at life much different from a lot of people. I try to see beauty, and I don't think that I'm a surface person. I think very deeply. And as a result, I'm not always understood. I will live anew. That my life is being transformed all the time. A newness in Christ. I love people. I love animals. I love birds. I love life. I like to be doing something. That's been my life, is making things. In a way, I consider myself an artist, but I know that I could not have done this on my own. I know that my hands were just the tools in which God flowed through me and did this art. I know that I'm not the artist. I am the tool that the artist to create a work through. I want them to remember me for having made a contribution in my life in some way to bring joy and happiness to people through the talents that God gave me. I would like to be remembered for loving my fellow man, caring about people regardless of race, creed, or color. I'm very grateful that someone saw enough in it to want it. I feel very humble. and very grateful for someone seeing something that they thought was worthy to go into a published book.